What's up YouTube, this is Tucker Arts here, and I'll be doing a deck profile on my vampire deck here on devpro. I'm really looking forward to this deck to come out in Shadow Specters, which is the pack coming out after Judgment of Light. I've been playtesting this deck. It's very fun, well balanced, and I bet this is going to be one of the top decks coming out when it gets released in the TCG. So let's get started. Start off with, I run 2 Vampire Genesis. He is the main beast stick of the deck, 3000 attack, and it can only be summoned by banishing Vampire Lord. And once per turn, I get to discard one zombie type monster in the graveyard to select one zombie type in my graveyard with a less level and special summoning that, so he's pretty good with the swarming. Next, I run 2 Vampire Grace. If it's a level 5 vampire monster gets special summon while she's in the graveyard, I get to pay 2,000 life points to special summon her. And also, once per turn, I can declare one card type, and my opponent has to send that from their deck to the graveyard. So, she's one of those effects that could trigger Vampire Empire, which I'll get to later. Next, I run 3 Vampire Lord. He is the main monster deck. He can be brought up by Pyramid Turtle or Vampire Sorcerer real easily. And once he inflicts battle damage, I can declare one card type, and the opponent has to send that card from their deck to the graveyard. And also, if he gets destroyed by a card effect, he can be special summoned during my next standby phase. Next, I run 2 Shadow Vampire. When he's normal summoned, I get to special summon one Dark Vampire from my hand or deck, except this card. And if I do, monsters I control other than Shadow Vampire can't attack. And I can't special summon any monster except Dark Exceeds monsters. Next, I run 3 Vampire Lord. I can send one monster from my hand to graveyard, special summon a level 4 zombie type monster in either player's graveyard. He's a really good card for for Exceed summoning or doing a synchro with Plague Spreader. Next, I run 3 Vampire Sorcerer. He is the searcher of the deck. If he gets destroyed, I get to add any vampire card from my deck to my hand, and if he's in the graveyard, I can banish him to normal summon a vampire monster without tribute. So that's pretty good. Next, I run 3 Pyramid Turtles. He's a really good card in his deck because all my monsters are zombies with 2,000 less defense, so I could practically go into anything in this deck. And lastly, 1 Plague Spreader zombie. He could be a tribute target, or I could use his effect to special summon, or use his effect to synchro to any of these cards right here. Now to spells, 1 Alley Darkness, because it's an all dark deck. 2 Book of Lives. This is like a reborn for zombie type monsters, and also I could banish 1 monster from my opponent's graveyard. 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Foolish Burial. It's a really good card to ditch Plague Spreader and Vampire Sorcerer. 1 Power Duality, 2 MST, 3 Calm Mummies. If I control no monsters, I can special summon a zombie type monster. And lastly, the main spell card, 3 Vampire Empire, which is effective if my opponent sends cards from their deck to graveyard. I get to send 1 vampire from my deck to my graveyard and destroy 1 card on the field. So not only I fill my graveyard, but it destroys a card, and also my zombie monsters getting 500 attack when they enter the damage step. Next is a searcher for Empire, 3 Vampire Shifts. If my field card zone is unused and only have 1 face-up monster, I can activate it. If I can only control 1 face-up zombie type monster, I get to activate this card and I can activate 1 Vampire Empire from my deck, and I can supposed summon 1 dark vampire monster from my graveyard in face of defense position. I can only use that once per turn. Next I run one Bombless, one Mirror Force, and one Stone Warding. And that's it for my deck. And now onto my extra deck, which I run one Stardust Dragon, one Black Rose Dragon, two Revive King Hades, and I can negate the effect the monsters destroyed by a battle with zombie type monsters I control. One Doomcryer Dragon, good for mirror matches. One Zenmayo, one Tyrus, one Adrius, one Volcasaurus, two Vampire Brams. He's the big guy of the deck. I could detach one unit to take control of an opponent's monster, but only the card I take control can attack the turn activates effect. And if Bram gets destroyed, I can supposed to summon him during my next standby phase. One Shark Fortress, one Crazy Box, one Utopia, and lastly, one Shockmaster. And that pretty much sums up my vampire deck. Tell me what you think about it in the comment section below, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe.